The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. To I am.
Hi everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Thank you for coming back. We are so happy people have been coming back week after week, and we appreciate you very much. The first thing I want to do is I want to thank armeddigitalmedia.com. That's what the link you want to link onto if you want to listen to us live on the radio now, and that goes through Boston. And then you can hear it on your computer. You can hear that live. We try to Facebook Live every week, and it's so far, knock on wood, it's been successful. But if that ever doesn't go through and you want to still hear us live, armeddigitalmedia.com. And thank you, Armed Radio. They are the radio station that carries the show. So we appreciate you. Thank you to Joe Rocks. Joe Rocks on Thursday night talk with Joe Rocks. And also thank you to Jim Bell, who is our engineer and producer, and he does a show called Pot Talk, which is actually hysterical. So you want to check out those shows as well. So Michael Sawyer has joined us, Krista Piro has joined us, Shane Bass, Cecilia Williams, Mike DeFrancisco, and Kenny Holcomb, Matthew Wazinski, John Pandish, Matthew Stewart, and thank you everybody for coming on. If you hear me do that, if you're on the radio and you hear me doing all that crazy stuff, what it is because we're Facebook Living, people are checking in, and I like to acknowledge our wonderful, hey, Callo Mesa just joined us. So I like to acknowledge people and thank them for coming on. All right, so all that said, another thing I want to do at the top of our show, this is my friend Mel England, and I can't wait to tell you about Mel. He's very handsome, so feast your eyes on Mel. I want to give a shout out to a great bar called Mess Hall. Mess Hall is on Frederick Douglass Boulevard, 2194 Frederick Douglass Boulevard. It's between 118th and 119th. One of the co-owners is my friend Shanna Sharp. She's been on the show, and there's so many great people that work there. Tomorrow night, if you're looking for something to do on Valentine's Day, they are having a speed dating night. Wow. Really fun. They have this really fun event coming up with all kinds of prizes and straight, gay, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're matching people up, and it's going to be really fun. So if you're in that area or you're looking for something fun to do, you might not meet the love of your life, but you might meet somebody you really can hang out with or make some new friends. And Mess Hall, I can't say enough about Mess Hall. It's a great bar that I love. And I'm going to be there on the weekends on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm going to be managing there, so come and see me, please. So that's it. Shout out to Mess Hall tomorrow night. It's called the Cupid's Revenge for something fun to do. Okay? All right. So now my friend we have been friends a long time, Mel, and I'm always so happy to see you. This is Mel England. He is my good friend. I love him. He happens to be a really great actor. Sometimes you meet someone in a social setting and you just fall in love with them in that way, and then you find out they're really talented, and you're like, wow, he never told me about that. I didn't know that side of him. And over the years, I've gotten to know Mel and how talented he is. And he's always stays grounded. I don't know what you do in the privacy of your own home if you punch balls. But with me, Mel, you've always been so grounded and lovely. And you are working on a bunch of stuff right now. We'll talk about that. Sylvia McCullough, oh my God, she's out in L.A. Mel is a bi-coastal guy. Sylvia, if you're going to be in town ever, will you please tell me so you can be on the show? Wonderly White, our friend, is here. I love Sylvia. I love her voice. I miss you, Sylvia. Michael Barberi has joined. Joe Savino, oh my God. He comes on every week and just steals the show. So there he is. Okay, so this is Mel, my friend Mel England. And Mel, do you want to... do you want to start with what you're doing now, or do you want to start with the movie that you were doing a few years back?
We can start wherever you want. How's that?
Well, I'll tell you. Let's start there, and I'll tell you what the movie, because a few years ago, I started seeing you posting things about a movie you were involved in.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing more and more, and then kind of realized I thought, did Mel write this or co-write this as well? Started it, and then it started to be in festivals, right? So talk about that movie that you did.
Yeah, well, as you know, about 10 years ago, I went out to LA.
Okay.
And then I started, and I got cast in some features, and I did some stuff, and then, I don't know, about 5 or 6 years, no, let's see, maybe it was about 7 or 8 years ago now, a friend of ours, or a mutual friend that sort of, there's all these connections, in show business.
Yeah,
like
absolutely. Everybody knows everybody. It's a small town.
My friend Janice Markham approached me, and she wanted to, actually, we were going to make a YouTube video, like a short YouTube video. And it was just going to be a comedy about these people that were protesting Obamacare, and et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And so we started filming, and immediately we were like, we think there's something more to this. And it just sort of, we sat down and we sort of made a plot, we wrote it out, and we realized we were making a feature film. Wow. So the name of the film is called Ron and Laura Take Back America, and
it's so funny. Your characters, I've seen pictures, are so funny.
I play this very conservative, and it's basically, a film, but we're not, a lot of people think that we're just making fun of conservatives, right?
Yeah.
But then, we're actually kind of making fun of everybody.
Yeah, but that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Because really, if you take the spectrum of it, right?
Right.
Like, I really put myself somewhere in the middle. I can't say that I'm way left, or I'm definitely not way right. But I'm definitely not way left. I'm really, and always have been, somewhere in the middle. Mm-hmm. So I got to tell you, I see myself sometimes when I get involved in things, and I could see myself laughing at my own actions, or we all can be picked. We can all see the comedy in our reactions.
Well,
to
and
things,
that's
right?
what a comedy is.
We're all human beings.
You're kind of showing everybody, as being kind of silly or ridiculous or wacky, and that was sort of what the film was about. In a way, we were modeling it kind of like a modern day All in the Family. So you see this conservative couple.
That's one of my favorite shows of all time.
But he's gay, and then he wants to marry this guy, but the guy's also black, and so it's... But
you play the dad.
I play the conservative
dad.
Conservative dad. That's
conservative dad. I love this. I can't wait. So it's been in film festivals.
Yeah, and then we released it actually last year, and we opened in New York and Los Angeles, and then we're now on iTunes and Amazon, and
Ron and Laura Take
Back America.
Take Back America.
And we're actually now working on releasing it internationally.
Really?
Yeah, but it may have, I'm not gonna go all the way. I'm just gonna give you kind of a teaser.
Okay.
But the title may be changing just a little bit.
All right.
To reflect current times. There may be a little bit of an edit.
All right.
Anyway, so we're in the process of doing that. So anyway, but it's been a lot of fun.
So cool. I've been dying to talk to you about this,
Maria. Is because you know this, because you do cabaret. You're an actor. You do everything. Now you're doing a radio show. I never thought, I had always thought okay, because I'd acted in a few films, but then I didn't necessarily think, I'm going to direct a film or I'm going to write a film.
It's amazing
it just sort of happens.
Yeah.
And then we just started doing it.
But you know what someone said to me the other day, and then I want to acknowledge so many of our friends are coming up. Jeffrey Campbell, hi, and Stephen Elbell, they come in every week, thank you. Mm-hmm. Anthony Barilli, hi, Anthony Barilli.
Chocolatina.
Chocolatina
Wow.
Q Dessert. Anthony Barilli owns a wonderful restaurant called Three of Cups with his beautiful wife, Justine.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I am going to, I got to talk to you, Anthony.
Is that
I want
in Brooklyn?
No, that's on 3rd.
Okay.
Wait. 1st Avenue and 5th Street, I think.
Nice.
Yes.
Three of Cups.
Three of Cups. It's like my favorite Italian restaurant in the city, and they have the most amazing brick oven pizzas. And I saw they were making heart-shaped pizzas. So if you're looking for some place to eat, please go and check out Three of Cups. We're going to do a show live from there really soon. And Chris Sapiro, you have to be on that show. And Chris Sapiro has checked in. He said Joe Savino is very handsome. Chris is flirting with everybody today. I thought Chris was straight, but now I don't know anymore. I'm telling you, Kimberly Travis has checked in. Michael Plosky, Chocolatina Q Dessert. Chocolatina is out in Colorado now, blowing it up out there.
Wow, okay, cool.
So you talked about falling into things, not realizing, you know what I realized somebody said to me this weekend, because I was doing some stuff that I don't usually do, and I was a little nervous about it. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be good at this. And they said, you know more than you think you know.
Yeah.
About if you've worked in a certain business,
yeah,
you know more than you think you know.
Yeah.
You come with more knowledge. It's just like maybe it's a different avenue of that. Like you had acted forever before you did that.
Right.
And so you just found a different avenue, and you're like, oh, I've never been in this room, but I know how to. Maybe it's just a different angle.
Yeah, I mean, the writing and the acting stuff, that part, and directing other actors, because we cast a lot of our friends.
Wow,
and it was
so much. Like Chris DiPiero, that's what he does.
Very organic. But the part where I learned was actually in the production part, because being on the other side of the camera, and especially post-production. Anyway, but it's probably one of the most incredible, it's sort of like, maybe you never thought I'm going to climb Mount Everest, and then you do it.
But you don't do it in one day.
Oh, no.
And you don't do it all at once. And you don't do it if you've never trained for it. You have to set your goal.
Yeah.
I'm learning all this. I'm telling you, set your goal. And then a little at a time, it's the steps you take on a daily basis to get there.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel about
and
our
it takes
business.
a village. I mean, it literally took, besides the crew, we had a cast of 65 actors. We had this crew that was...
Wow, that's a lot of actors.
A lot of actors. And then on top of it, just to raise all the money that it took, and then all the different people that helped us with post-production. I mean, it's a miracle. When an indie film gets made, it's a miracle.
Yeah, I know.
If it gets distribution, it's another miracle.
Well,
we've film festivals,
Yeah, we've had Chris DiPiero, who's a really good friend of mine, and on Susan's, and he knows all about this. Oh, thank you for putting the Three of Cups .com. Yeah, Three of Cups is great. You should go there. This is what you should do tomorrow night. You should go to the speed dating thing at Mess Hall, and then go and get yourself a pizza downtown.
Yeah.
Or you should go get a pizza early on, and then run up to a
speed date.
It's a speed date. I'm telling you, you can have
find your speed date, and
then you take them to Three of Cups for your first date. That is a package.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then when you get home, on Amazon or iTunes, you can watch Ron and Laura Take Back America.
I love it. And then, and you can always, and then come back to tell us the next week that you did all that on What's the Story with Maria. Hi, Cindy Nathan. She's checked in. So many great people.
So
Brendan
fun.
Ryan, my friend Brendan Ryan. He's a captain. I salute you, sir. Brendan, you have to come on with your bagpipes. He's an amazing bagpipe player. Just happens to be a captain. Rory Taggart, he's in Canada. Suzanne Mason has checked in. So many great people. All right, so now let's go to you're working on a film now, a new film, right?
Yes, I got a couple.
Tell me about that.
In development.
I love this. Well, that's how Hollywood people talk, right?
It just kind of became. Actually, what happened is I did it when I first got out there around 2007. I had a film coming out that I was in. I just got out there. I got very lucky. I got cast in the movie. One of the leads ended up going to a film festival, getting distribution, and then it's on Netflix. It was like a big deal. People had to explain to me. A friend of mine had to say, Mel, this doesn't happen. Like there are people out here for 20 years. So I was aware I was very lucky. But then as soon as that sort of, things calmed down, and I was like, what am I going to do now? So I realized...
but that's good that you even feel that way, because people don't realize that what it is about staying in this business or just creating. Let's forget even the business part of it. Just if you're a person that you can't sit still, that's good.
Yeah.
David Bowie used to say, they interviewed him once, what's your favorite album that you've ever worked on? He goes, the one I'm working on now.
Yeah.
And it will always be the one I'm working on now.
Yeah.
Because as much as I love what I've already done, I love what I'm doing because I want to be doing it. And I just never forgot. I love him, huge Bowie fan. And I just loved him as a person too. And I've always been a fan of people that are always in something, always turning, evolving.
And I've always been, I was always, when I was in New York before, I was always doing something.
I know.
Broadway,
But you never brag, Mel. That's one of the things I love about you. Oh. You are not a bragger, and you could. You really.
I don't
You're
know.
So
Maybe
cute.
It's because I'm from Texas.
Even that laugh.
But I have a fear.
I didn't know you were.
I'm originally from Texas.
Is that true?
Yeah, I came to New York to study.
Did you have a gun as a kid?
No.
I know a lot of my Texas
parents were hippies, so I was like, totally like a little hippie kid. I gotta show you the picture sometime. There's a picture of my dad with this really long hair and the beard, and then I'm like a little hippie kid with long hair.
Put it on Facebook. I would love it.
I'll share it with you. But Anyway, so I just realized, like, I had to, I realized all the A-listers were just constantly developing and creating their own stuff.
That's true, yeah.
And that's what I started to do. So a couple of these films are things that I've been working on. One is the film with Sally Kirkland, who's a dear friend.
I can't believe
and we
it.
have to send everybody, please send your prayers to Sally. She's in recovery. She was just here in New York, and she was shooting a film, and then she slipped on her last day in the lobby of. It was a really rainy day last week.
Yeah, I saw that on your
over
Facebook.
TMZ, and like it went crazy there for a
So
minute.
you're working on the film with her?
Yeah, she's gonna play my mom.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's really.
And how's she doing? Is she okay?
Well, she's in recovery. She's kind of split her head open. They gave her stitches, but it could have been worse, right?
A lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse. And she broke her nose. She's
That's
in
a bad
recovery.
fall.
It was bad, but she's she's recovering. So we're sending her prayers and light.
Okay, all right. Go
Yeah.
Sally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
she's
fighter.
great. She's
So
great.
I'm very lucky. So I have that, and then this other film, this guy Richard DeFonso. Do you guys know Richard? Do you know Richard?
know.
He is a Liza Minnelli impersonator.
Okay.
And he sort of works all over town.
Yeah.
And Richard approached me a few years ago. He said, I would love you to read the script because I want you to think about this. And so I said, sure. I read the script. And at first, I thought a movie about Liza Minnelli impersonator. Right. And yeah, I just kind of had that. You know what we do. All
Yeah. Poor Liza. I know.
No, but
just
those weird self-conceptions. I was.
And also all these people that will approach you about projects, and you don't know sometimes who's legit and who's not legit.
I just assumed the worst, but
Right.
you just think like maybe he doesn't even know what he's doing. I read the script; it was brilliant.
Really?
And it's funny and it's heartwarming, and it's a movie about a guy who is living in New York City, and looking for love, but the only problem is nobody wants to date a Liza Minnelli impersonator.
Oh my God, that sounds great.
And it takes place in an off-Broadway show where there's a Liza, a Bet, a Cher,
Oh,
and
wow.
a
What's the name of the movie?
Maybe This Time. We just signed a director, this
great.
great director, Steve Balderson, who's like made 17 films.
Oh
And
my God, I can't
Chad
wait.
Michaels is going to play Cher,
Oh,
from
wow.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's coming together really well. So
How cool is that? So you guys heard that here, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
I want to acknowledge Kate Greer, who's a mutual friend of ours,
yeah,
has joined.
hey, Kate.
She also made an amazing film. Kate,
know, I
we got
love her
to have.
movie.
I love Kate's movie.
yeah, and I love Kate. She's a great actress.
Oh, she's wonderful.
So it's been
That's what she told me. That's the name of the film.
That's what she told me. That's
yeah.
right.
I
That's
love
right.
that film.
And it's just funny because the same thing Kate did. She just got out there and made a movie and took it to festivals.
Yep.
I'm always like, if you have a dream, just do it.
Yeah, and you know what I love about that? Because, sometimes you hear that, and especially when you teach kids, you hear that a lot. You're like, you can do anything you want. But, yes. But this is what I always break it down to this. You can't do anything you want. Because there's some things that are, indifferent. However, no, I mean, Darius always says that some dreams are not going to, like, I'm never going to be an Olympic ice skater. It's not going to happen. I'm not, it's just not going to happen. So I could have, like, this is my, it's not going to happen. Forget it. But there are dreams that like, I might, one of the things I do want to write a comedy show that's an hour long. Something that I always wanted to do, like just have like, you watch like the Sebastian Maniscalco, I think his name is, he's an Italian comic that I love. Like, I'm like, how does he do that? Or Chris Rock, like that's one of my dreams, to have an hour where you're just like doing all this stuff. So that is something that I can say, okay, what are the steps to that? Maybe just write a few jokes here. How do you piece it together? Get friends, like Susie, who's going to be on the show in a minute. Someone like that I trust, run the material off of someone, like that's the next step. That find a venue, starts. Those are the things that you can do.
But sometimes it's our beliefs. Sometimes it's like, because, I've been very open. I've done public stuff about, I'm a 25-plus year AIDS survivor, and
which I just found out about, and amazing.
Really?
Yeah,
oh my
just
God.
recently.
Well, anyway, so I got very sick. I almost died, and then, a lot had to change,
Yeah.
Like I got sober, I did all this. But the thing is I realized that there was all this internal belief system.
Wow.
Like as soon as I was in New York, I was at NYU, and I got the diagnosis. I was 19, and I immediately thought, I'll never be an actor. I'll never be able to have my dreams. My role model was Rock Hudson, who was dead.
Right.
You know, and I just
that was a
thought,
tough time.
It was
oh
a
my
tough
God.
time, and
I remember. I was here in
I
New York.
literally gave up.
I had children who said that.
And so for me to get out of all of that and go like, oh yeah, maybe I can do. You know, like
that's amazing.
I've done indie films. I've done some off-Broadway stuff.
And you take care of yourself. See, but that's the thing. You have to take care of yourself.
That's the main thing.
You know, and you and I had the honor of being with you at the Stonewall dedication.
My God, that's right. Was it? That was just. Oh no!
2 years ago,
we were going to see Susie, right?
Yeah, we were going to meet Susie, and we ran into each other, and that was such a special thing.
That was lovely.
Yeah, and you made like a little short video of me and you.
Wait,
I have a beautiful picture of us.
Dedication of Stonewall.
Of the historical national park.
Of the national park.
Yeah, which was really great. We just happened to be there. How historical. Okay, so now I want to do two things. I'm going to actually put you on hold before you talk about your play, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because I want to bring our friend Susie in, and then there's that tie-in.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to bring you back.
Okay.
So let me bring Susie here. Usually I have 3 people, but tonight I want to do something a little bit different. So, and then I want to talk about what you're doing now.
I got it. I feel like we need a studio audience. Susie Caballero,
Susie Camp, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my best friend, and she and Lynn Portis split that title of best friend in my life. And
hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris DePiero.
Hi,
so Susie and I have been friends since 1990. Oh my God, 91.
Oh
so I want to acknowledge some people. Joshua James Francis Lewis, an incredible chef. He was on Chopped, and he's my friend. And please, Joshua, come on the show. Please come do the show. Tell me when you're available. Luis Cormier has joined us. Hi, sweetheart. Susie Churgeon. Hi, Susie. Venus. Hi, Venus. How are you? Tara Bean. Now she's Tara Bean Pierce. So many wonderful people. Thank you for joining us, everybody.
I was eating at the 3 Cups last night with Chris DePiero and Lynn Portis.
And I'm jealous because I saw the pictures Lynn Portis had, and
chicken and
I wanted to be there. So, oh my God. Anthony Barilli, this restaurant. I love you, Anthony, anyway, as a brother. And Justine, oh my God. They are a husband and wife. And that's why we're going to do a show from their restaurant, because they met as actors and got married. We went to that was an amazing wedding.
That was a great wedding.
That was
my
really
God. We
good.
have a great picture from that wedding.
Yes.
Debbie.
And yes, we do. And now they're married, and they've been married many years. And Anthony had a restaurant then, and now Justine is part of that too. And it's just an amazing space.
And they have the amazing Savino and Noel.
Yes, they're
the budding actors.
They're babies, but they're not babies anymore. They're teenagers, right?
Big kids.
Okay, so I asked Sue. This week a sad thing happened in our community. Susie and I have done a million things together, but we met doing Tony and Tina's Wedding, which is this amazing interactive play where you become part of the show. And then we'll pull in Mel with that because he's doing something which they call immersive theater now. But that's how Susie and I met. So over the years, Susie's continued on and done it in many cities, many cities, and including Japan, and over and over and over again.
I'm going next week. California and Biloxi, Mississippi.
Yeah, so Susie's always doing that, and she's played a lot of different roles over the years. So there was this wonderful actress that we had the pleasure, the joy of working with, that very sadly this week passed away. And everybody was just like, what?
Yeah.
And just an amazing human being. Her name was Jackie Carroll. And when I saw the picture on Facebook that Justine actually posted, and Justine played the bride for many years,
and that was her mommy. And then later she was my mommy.
Right. So Jackie Carroll played Mrs. Vitelli, which is Tina's mother.
Yeah.
Which is a very integral role in the show. She is like the one that's always stressed out, running around. She has to tie things together. People are yelling around her. There's a lot of action around Mrs. Vitelli.
Tina makes her chase. I used to make her chase me.
Yeah. And she has to stay. And I didn't realize how exhausting of a role that was until I played it for Chuck Santoro had a special night where he surprised his dad, and he wanted like all his friends to play the roles. And his dad ended up being in the show, and I had to play her. And that's when I realized I was so tired after that show. I said, how do these Mrs. Vitellis do this? Because you're constantly running around. You have to really change the way you look. You're wearing a lot of the clothes you wear would be different or your wigs, and it's a lot.
And I started playing it.
Yeah, I know.
I was like the first MILF The first MILF.
Oh, I love that.
Then
I didn't consider myself a MILF when I played it. I consider myself like a tough Italian battle axe. But I would see that you would be in the MILF
Denise
category.
Spinell came in and played it like Housewives of,
See,
Queens.
so there was
like
the wonderful thing about this show is that you could bring your own spin on something,
Right.
and they really gave you a lot of like. It was just really I really learned to grow as an actor there and like take risks and stuff. So Jackie Carroll,
she was amazing.
Jackie
Jackie used to say to me all the time, "Oh, Tina, you're so crazy." And then, look at this woman.
Yeah,
She's
so I'm going to show
filled
some
with joy.
pictures of Jackie because a lot of people in our Tony and Tina family have worked with Jackie over the years, and I just couldn't believe it. I saw Jackie at Three of Cups was the last place I saw her.
Yeah,
while back at a party. So this
party.
is our friend Jackie Carroll.
Yeah. And I was with Janine Molinari tonight, Dance Molinari. She said Jackie was her first friend when she came into the show. We were doing the show on 46th Street, and Scotty Bilecki and I auditioned Janine to be the understudy, and she came to the show, as we all have to watch the show, and Jackie just befriended her, took her around, said, "This is my new niece," took her up to meet Donnie Dolce, like, isn't gorgeous, and just loved on her, and that's how Jackie was.
And that's how Jackie was. This is Jackie Carroll as Mrs. Vitale, Michael Gargani as the gay brother of the bride. He's so funny. And I wanted Michael to come on tonight. He was working, so...
I made Rose Keogh buy me that dress because it was...
Rose Keogh was our wardrobe supervisor.
And then it got caught in the bicycle. We used to ride the bicycle through Times Square, and the big hoops got caught. They had to cut me onto the bicycle, and I had a raggedy gown for the rest of the wedding.
Now, so Justine played the bride for many years, and she worked with Jackie. So this picture I particularly am crazy about.
The beautiful...
I don't know if Kevin Alexander, who was one of the creators of the show, posted it, or Justine, but this is a scene. I'm telling you, this was just random pictures being taken, but this is Jackie. Jackie is right here. Oh, it's
right here.
Right here.
Yeah,
She's the mother of the bride holding the ziti. That's Justine as the bride. And these are the caterers on the other side here. That's
Vicky Constant.
Vicky Constant is the actress, and Kevin Alexander played the caterers. And very funny, like almost Las Vegas-y type personalities. And this scene is about, and tell us, Susie, you played.
So basically,
tell us the scene.
The ziti is supposed to be stuffed with prosciutto, and it's not. And so they bring it back to the caterer, and they say, "Where's the prosciutto? What happened? I paid for it. So Tina is supposed to want to get like money for it, or she's really angry about this. And usually Jackie would always say, "I'm a widow," because the father's dead. She'd always say, "I'm a widow. How could you do this to me?" Jackie was always dramatic like that.
Very dramatic,
and you could see Vicky's like, "Oh my God."
I love this picture. It cracks me up.
Yeah.
So that was a thing. Now, I got to tell you, one of the reasons that I was so sad about this was because I said this to Mel when he came in, and I got to make sure I don't get emotional, but
you can get emotional.
Jackie was for me an accidental mentor. I thought of that. It's like she didn't mean to be a mentor, and I wasn't looking for a mentor, but it was pretty much an accident that, and everybody has these people in their lives that you're younger. I was in my late 20s, early 30s then, and I remember just being wild and, being just doing a million different things and being in the show and chasing what I was chasing, And Jackie, I just thought she was the coolest thing. She had that bleach, under which you take the Mrs. Vitale wig off, there was this bleach blonde hair.
Spiky bleach blonde.
And you expect a woman at the time of that age to be like a little more conservative and stuff, but she was wild. And what I loved about her, she was in the original cast of O Calcutta.
Right, and I saw the last performance of O Calcutta when I came to New York. The revival.
Yeah. I think, so Jackie Carroll was in this show called O Calcutta, which was very real. Talking about taking a risk. People were naked on stage in the late 60s, early 70s, and it was a really big to-do. So today what I did, this is a picture that I might have been Michael Gargani. Look at how beautiful that Jackie, that's Jackie Carroll in Old Calcutta.
So beautiful.
Look at those dimples.
Yeah.
That was Jackie Carroll. Stunning, right?
Yeah.
And they have their bathrobes on because they were naked in the show. So that's Jackie, look, just gorgeous. And she would tell stories about this old Calcutta that were so cool. And we were like, whoa, we would listen and we'd be like, you did that? Because she was playing the mom. She was playing Tina's mother. And we were like just listening to all these stories she had. And she'd be like, oh, honey, please. I mean, what's being naked on stage? It doesn't mean anything. I mean, whatever. We're born naked, we die naked.
She was so non-judgmental, so open.
So free about her body. And the thing is that Jackie was, when we met her, she was not this size. She was a bigger woman. And she was, one of the reasons I call her an accidental mentor is because the things she said to me then about being a woman, being a bigger woman, coming from having been a thinner woman, being a woman that was comfortable with who she was, and but she made sure, she said, make sure you're in charge. You can be as free as you want sexually with whoever you want, but make sure that you're in charge and that people don't take advantage of you. And I never forgot that. But what she would do is, and I also want to keep showing this is the old Calcutta, because we would ask her a million questions. So these were some of the scenes from old Calcutta. What I did today was I went to eBay and I tried to find a playbill, and guess what I did? And so I took pictures of, and I bought it, because I have to have it. I have to have Jackie's in there. I have to have it. So, but I took pictures of, the pictures they had put there. I printed them out. So there they are, like these actors from old Calcutta that were really taking risks and being crazy and wild. And, Hair was the other show that did that, where they would just drop their clothes at the end. So here's Jackie. Look how beautiful Jackie Carroll is.
So
she's
beautiful.
right here. Oh, right here.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see her dimples. That's what she was famous for. She was famous for those big, big, beautiful dimples.
And she was such a beautiful spirit. Like, we do this holiday hop, Janine Molinari and I do this Christmas benefit for the Holy Apostles Soup Kitchen every year. And back in the day, we would invite like Bobby Oliver and Jackie Carroll to sing with us. And these are two people
about that, please.
that don't want to like go do some cabaret.
Right.
But Jackie would come and we would have all Janine's little students. She would come out and sing like an angel, and we'd have the students, the little young dancers, the little Broadway kids that Janine teaches, dance around her like angels, and she would just sing, and she'd be with Bobby, or they'd come out together. Bobby Oliver is another one of our little angels. So I know that they're up in heaven together. They're doing the Lindy. They're singing. They're catching up. They're talking about the old days of, the theater. Hard-working, theatrical people.
Absolutely.
No judgment. Doesn't worry if they're making $50 or $500.
That's it.
Like, not about all this money and who you know and if you this or that.
Susie, you are
it's
so
about
right.
The work or the love.
You are so right.
You know?
Bobby Oliver was one of those actors, as was Jackie. So many people are hung up on what they're making for a job or the blah, blah, blah that goes with it.
Yeah.
If you are a true actor, it is about the work that you are doing.
Right.
Jump into it and let go and stop watching yourself. Just be in it. And
Justine's here.
Justine's here.
Sorry, and Peggy.
Hi, Justine. I was talking about you, honey, so maybe
Hi, baby.
Jackie Carroll, yes, we're doing. Thank you for posting all that stuff. That's why it was one of the reasons I wanted to do it. You posted all those amazing pictures. Chris Shapiro says she was stunning. I would have tried to date her. I know that. No, listen, Chris, I get it. Jackie was. She was totally sexy. And she was comfortable in her own skin. She was in, I think the last thing that she did that was on film was in Chris Shapiro's movie called Hoboken, Miami or Bust, a Hoboken Bet. And she plays this amazing character.
Yeah, and I think she was in Patty and Patty, which is our friends Anita Salvati and Mario Matarese. They have a comedy duo. They do Patty and Patty, and they film it.
Yep.
I think she was in that.
And she was always working.
Oh, I was in a play called Revenge in the Mob or Murder by...
Yes.
Which one? Murder by... Anyway, I was like the whore, of course, the slutty one.
What?
And she, again, played like this mystical, crazy, like, Italian woman.
I think I directed that. Did I?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I co-wrote the script. I can't remember. It's so crazy. Like, I look at the original one. I look back, I'm like...
Well, we did the original one, and then somebody stole it, and then whatever. That
was years ago.
She was in there.
That was the first time I ever handled guns. You know what's so weird? I was also the stage manager for that, because sometimes you put up productions, you have to do everything. And I was handling, they were real guns, but they had like blank, whatever it is that you use on stage. It was the first time I had ever handled a gun, and I got to tell you, it was really scary. They was really heavy, but there was something about it that was like intriguing. I scared myself, kind of. It was like weird. It was like, but that show. So anyway, this is like what we do. Like we do all this stuff. And Jackie, I loved her. Also, what she used to do was she used to fan herself. She was always fanning herself. Remember this? She had those big fans, and I would sit next to her in the dressing room, and she would say, she was always sweating. And I'm like, Jackie, what the hell? And she was like, she was always like taking her clothes off, or sweating. And even we'd go outside like in between shows for like lunch, and she would always have her coat open in the middle of winter. And I say, what are you doing? She's like, oh, honey, when you get to be my age, you'll know what a hot flash is. And we didn't know what hot flashes were then. Well, let me tell you something, Jackie. Boy, did I know what a hot flash was a few years ago, and have known. And every time I have hot flash, I think of Jackie, and I laugh, and I think of Jackie with that open coat in the winter, in New York winters, walking through snow, fanning herself. And I always think about that. But what I remember this week, I'm like, I wanted to thank Jackie for was showing me how to age gracefully in this business. And that does not mean that you exit and say, oh, I guess I'm too old to work now. I'll just wait in the wings here and watch you kids. No. You are in it. You continue to do what you do. You don't take any from ridiculous people, but you listen. Even if people are half my age and they have something to teach me, I am listening. But it doesn't mean that I have to put myself out to pasture, for Christ's sakes. And that's what a lot of us do as we get older. We start to put ourselves out to pasture, which I just feel is so wrong. That don't do that. Don't sign your own termination contract in life. Stay in it. And that was one of the so many things that Jackie taught me as an accidental mentor.
And so much dignity.
Oh, so much
dignity and so much fun.
Much fun.
The one thing that I will say about Tony and Gina's wedding, if you've experienced on the level as some of our friends who are checking in,
yep,
and Maria and I, and the way we feel about Jackie, or the way we feel, you get this family, this true extended family, where when I got this late night call from Janine Molinari, I mean, she's one of my best friends, but she never calls me late. And it was
Susan Lorenzi joined. Wow, my
original
Susan Davis. Oh my God, all these great people in
Janine's
the show.
calling
Michael Perry. Oh my God.
Oh, Perry, we were talking about you last night, calling about Jackie, and it was like we all just, the first person I thought about was Justine.
Right.
Justine's heart. Miss Justine Rossi Barilli has the biggest heart.
And she and Jackie were so
She is
close.
absolutely the mama of all mamas. She doesn't need to play Mrs. Vitale
to
be the mama. Because I was thinking of Miss Justine.
And Justine was the first person that posted about Jackie.
Yeah.
Which I think I saw it on Sunday. I saw it on Sunday, Justine. So I just so many. I'm going to show this one again because I just loved it. Look at this woman. This stunning woman. And this is... look at this picture. This was Mrs. V. Her is Mrs. V. And she had just this was cool hair. This wild. This is what she looked like in everyday life.
And laughing. Always with her hand on her chest.
And we loved her. And you know what I was thinking?
And she loved her sister. So wherever her sister is, we bring our condolences because they were tight. Maybe they didn't see each other a lot.
Which reminds me,
she lived in Vegas.
This is another thing that I was so moved by that Jackie did. When Jackie was working with us, there was a time period where her mom got really sick. Jackie packed up her stuff, subletted her apartment, and went to Detroit and took care of her mom.
Right.
For a while. And her mom and then her mother's sister got sick, and she took care of both of them. And it reminded me of the movie or play Marvin's Room, where her sister, I don't know if she was there or she was traveling, but she was happy to be the person doing that. And I thought, you just took yourself out of an off-Broadway show, and I just learned so much. And then years later, the same thing, my experiences would bring me to, when our parents get sick, and we dropped what we were doing and went.
Oh, God.
and we're by their sides. That I learned also from people like Jackie.
Right.
So I was looking at a picture of her and Michael Gargani the other day, and she's
Michael's
just
got great pictures.
yep, where she's just laughing, and I thought, you know what? Here we are all getting sad about Jackie, and if I could hear Jackie right now saying, "Oh, get over yourselves. Heaven is fabulous, and we're all naked."
Yeah, she's having a good time.
I was thinking about that. I was like, that's what she would say. So anyway, we wanted to do a little tribute to Jackie, and I thank
Jackie
you,
Carroll.
Jackie Carroll. Thank you, Susan Campanaro, one of my best friends, who has been in the show many years and many different versions of it, playing many different roles. I wanted you to be here. We are going to bring our friend Mel back because this is a perfect time. And I am going to go get our food, which I'm not going to tell you what it is until the end, but I forgot the food. So Mel, I want you, let me sneak out for a minute.
Mel and I
want you to tell everybody
Oh, yeah.
what you are working on right now. And Susie's,
Yeah,
we all are doing this kind of theater. Please tell everybody out there what you're working on.
Hi, Mel.
I know I love you.
I know. You too.
It's so fun to be here and to be talking to you and Maria because I've known you guys forever now.
I know.
And it was so funny listening to you. I'm so sorry about your friend. She sounds like an amazing lady.
You loved her now.
But what's so great about it is that one of my best friends from Texas, who went into, I came to New York. He went to Philly to the University of the Arts there. Oops, I just
sorry, that's right.
Sorry, y'all. But anyway, Matt got his first acting job was Tony and Tina's Wedding in Atlantic City.
Oh, really?
So
what year? Would you know what year that was?
You guys have I don't remember. It was late 80s, early 90s, somewhere in there.
Wow.
Matt Holbein.
I did it from 91 to 98. Susie, you've been doing it since earlier than that, right?
The winter of 90, I started right around Christmas, and then I've been doing it on and off for all these years.
Wow.
And having a really good time.
It's great. It's
now I play Loretta, which is
Loretta's a funny
totally fun.
So Mel, you are working on what now they're calling immersive theater, right? So tell me about the show and where it is and how.
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing this play called Electricity. It's in Palm Springs.
I went horseback riding in Palm Springs.
It's so beautiful there. It's
Palm Springs, wait, is in Florida?
No, there's one in Florida.
California.
There's another one in California.
It's like a made town. They made it.
Wait.
They planted the palm trees.
Palm Springs, is that where Paul O'Halloran lives?
It might be.
And he's opening a bar out there called Paul.
Oh, wow.
I think.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's really a great place. It's
Tell us about
hours from LA, but this play originally I saw it in LA, and I saw it just as my friend had written it, and it's about these two gay guys, and you see them over the course of 40 years. It's sort of like Same Time Next Year meets like Boys in the Band or something.
Oh,
so
right. Same Time Next Year with Alan Alda and that movie.
Yeah. So it's like
that
this,
movie.
you see them every 10 years at their 10-year high school reunion.
I didn't realize that.
In 83, and then you see them in 93, and then 2003. So I go from being 28 to being 58 in the show.
Wow.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
much fun. And but then we start. So they got the opportunity to bring it to this hotel.
Just two guys?
Yeah, just two guys.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's very intimate. And originally it was on stage with a set, and then they got this idea to do it in a motel. So we're doing it in a motel room with 20 people in the audience.
So you guys are in the hotel room.
Doing your thing.
And then we have the audience all around us.
How many people in the audience?
20 people in this motel
Oh,
room.
But you don't acknowledge them.
Well, no, because we're in the play, right?
Oh, all right.
God.
You're just there.
And so, anyway, but when they first thought about this, I immediately was talking to Terry, who's the writer, Terry Ray, who's the writer and the other actor, and he's really amazing. It's a beautiful play. It's his first play. He's done a lot of writing for TV and film.
Oh, cool.
He's done a million things.
See, that's another thing. You write for one venue type of thing, and then it's different to
and
go.
This is his first play. And
Amazing.
I swear to God, it's so powerful. And especially for gay guys, but even actually heteros who see the show and they're like, "Oh my God, this is just about relationships."
Right.
You two are in love.
Yeah, well, it's sort of like I play the character who's I'm out, he's in the closet in the beginning.
Right.
I'm in New York City, like being crazy,
So
sex
cool.
addict, all that.
Right.
And you see us, and then the AIDS crisis happens, and so you see the whole journey of what's happened to the gay community over 40 years, and. Man, there are guys that come see the show, and it's a comedy, so they're laughing.
Right.
But then, people are
It's
like,
powerful. That's
powerful. And we have guys that are like crying, and it's really probably one of the most rewarding things that I've ever. You know how we have that, and like it's
because
so
you
rewarding.
use your own life.
Yeah.
It's like, life imitating art.
But I
art
thought
imitating.
about you, Susie. I thought about Tony and Tina's wedding, because when we first were having conversations, and then he was like, "I think I want to start in the lobby of the hotel, and people will come to the high school reunion." And I was like, "Oh yeah, this is like Tony and Tina's wedding." And
Right.
it's just so funny because they were calling it immersive, and I said, "Well, back in the day, we called it
Interactive.
or site-specific, or environmental." But
you know how that goes.
now it's all.
That's the name of the company that wrote right.
And this is very hot now. Like theaters all over the country are doing things immersively. So, and we're actually talking about trying to bring it to New York.
Oh, I would love that.
Oh my
Let's
gosh,
I'll say a prayer. I want to do it in New York.
I would love to see that.
We go out. We do it about once a month in Palm Springs. If anybody's in Palm Springs, come see us.
So there are people that listen to the show that are in Palm Springs. So please tell.
Or San Diego or LA. It's only a couple hours.
Okay, tell people how they would find you.
You can go to electricitytheplay.com.
Electricity is called.
Electricity.
Oh, that's
theplay.com. Okay.
Yeah, and you can see
that's
the date.
so awesome.
It's so fun. I've been doing it since August, and not only do I get to do the play, but then I get to go stay in Palm Springs.
Right.
It's like a great gig.
I know.
Wow. Now, so the cool thing about stuff like this is that you go and see something like this, and it's probably different every night, just like Tony and Tina's was different every night. From whatever happens, because the audience, you can feel their vibe, and it changes things from night to night. That's what's so great. So you could see this more than once. And
well, the play part is actually pretty scripted, but we do in the opening. But the vibe still changes.
The vibe, that's what I'm
always
saying.
Kind of changes it.
And that's great for your actor, because when you're so to have a fourth wall that's that intimate, where the people are that close to you, like in a hotel room. So you really have to work on your intimacy and, really staying connected to your partner.
You just totally got it. Because it was like,
That's
and I think when Terry first started talking, he thought in a way, we're just going to sort of take the stage play and restage it and bring it. And I knew it was going to change a lot. Just because I had done some environmental stuff. I just knew that, and indeed it did transform. I think it, you can't be that close and not. You have to be real. You have to be authentic. You have to find moments
and you have to be private. I mean, Chris DeBuro actually said last night, he was driving me home. Thanks, Chris, for the ride home. He was driving me home, and he said, I got to act like in people's faces. Do you know what kind of a thing that is to be an actor and be that close to another person and be acting?
It's
it's like therapy.
The moment.
Film. And that's the weird part. Because in film you get to be that, small and intimate, and it's so incredible. It's just. But
also the moments, when I was working in Tony and Tina's, when I was doing the show, there were back then when I was doing it, we didn't have cell phones yet. Can you imagine? But I used to have those little cameras, because I've always taken a ton of pictures. Those little cameras, the whatever they were, the disposable. And I used to carry them, and I used to take a lot of pictures. And then we started to get those other cameras, and I was always taking pictures. And I have boxes and boxes and boxes of pictures. We're going to have a Tony and Tina party over here and go through all these boxes of pictures. And I didn't have time today to find the Jackie one, so I had to take them off Facebook on other people's walls. So
you know what's crazy? I just want to tie this in. When we made that movie, Ron and Laura, Janice, who called me up, she had been in the original cast of Grandma Sylvia's Funeral, which is the same thing. So when we started working on this mockumentary, which Susie saw, it was the same thing.
And some of that was improv.
And some of it was improv.
You could tell.
And then some of it we wrote within an inch of its life, so it would feel improv.
Right.
But it's like, I learned so much as an actor from working like that.
Right.
In a way that, do you know what I mean?
Because you're staying completely in the moment all the time. And trusting, that's the whole improv thing. Trusting the moment and yourself as an actor.
Right.
And you don't know what's going to come next, and you just have to just be in it
and listening,
and that's authentic.
I teach improv at the Susan Batson Studio on Tuesdays 1 to 5,
great.
And I had a girl in class today from Germany who never did improv before, but she was really listening to put her in a scenario, and you have to listen. Like Maria and I would sit together and just talk.
and
You know,
record ourselves.
as the characters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're in character and you know what your character is thinking,
Then you're not
can
editing
flow.
yourself,
Yeah.
right?
you know what I mean? And you just talk, and then you can edit later if you want to break it
And
all
I have
down.
I have to just brag on Susie for a second because I saw her. Was that last year, 2
What was
years
I
ago
doing?
that you did the
Cowboy Mouth?
You did, yes.
Amazing. Amazing.
It was lovely.
Amazing. That was an
That's
intimate.
because my tragic flaw is a wild, screaming animal. Just ask my fiance. So that's why I can play that.
Congratulations.
Well, you're very good at
You
it.
got
Whatever.
engaged.
I don't know
So
about
happy
tragic
for
flaw, but
Susie.
it's really good. So I want to acknowledge some more people. So Peggy Bauman, hi, honey.
Hi, Peggy.
Marie Grace LaFerrara, hi, has joined us. Also, my cousin Gina. Gina, I saw you.
Gina.
She joins us every week. We always have to clap when Gina. Hi, Gina.
Yay.
Gina Savino, my cousin from Revere. She works at Everett now at 132 Ferry Street. Their name of their shop is Joyce's Unisex Salon. My cousin Joyce and Gina own. Joyce owns it. Gina works there. I think I got that right. So, and I love my cousins. Shout out to my sister. She has a hair salon, European Flair, in West Concord, Massachusetts.
My brother has a hair salon, Giovanni Sacchi, on 58th and First.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Go see him in his way.
My cousin Nicole has a salon, and she is on Main Street in Stoneham. It's called Nicole's Day Salon, Day Spa, Salon and Day Spa. Now, we are getting close towards the end of our show, and I want to show you what I made. I kept it a surprise.
Wow.
I kept it a surprise.
What did you make?
Okay. So I want you to lift the cover there, Susie. This is very heavy.
And
All right. I made
Wow.
honor of Jackie Carroll,
Aw.
baked ziti.
baked
Nice.
ziti alla Maria Gentile.
And guess what, Mrs. V? There's prosciutto in it.
Ah.
That was always the thing. I put prosciutto in the
Where's
baked
the
ziti.
prosciutto?
And so, in honor of
No prosciutto. She
No,
said, right, Justine?
right.
No prosciutto.
in honor of
She said,
Jackie Carroll,
"How
we
could
are
you
having
be?"
baked ziti tonight with prosciutto. So, Vinnie Black, take that.
Yeah.
So you can put the lid back on that. I'm
All
going to
those
heat
poor
it up.
people on Facebook, they're like, oh.
I know, and it actually smells pretty good, doesn't it, you guys?
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Okay, and also we talk about food in the show. So this segment of our show is called "Go Ahead, Keep Eating."
Keep eating.
You know that's the segment of our show. So also we always have dessert, and my loves
Aw.
for dessert tonight. I got you Valentine's chocolate. Susie, you get the
Nice.
kitty.
Ah, yeah.
Mel, you're gonna get the dog,
Oh, thank you.
and I'm gonna have Snoopy with a
Happy
bird.
Valentine's.
So we definitely want to say Happy Valentine's to everybody.
Okay.
We have some Russell Stover chocolates. I got these for us today. So this will be
Wow.
our dessert.
Ooh,
Look at that.
Now, don't forget, yes, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Now, don't start with I already heard you. I don't have a Valentine.
Aw.
Who cares about that?
Mess hall, speed dating.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mess Hall,
Hi,
speed
Shanna.
dating. Tomorrow night, if you're looking for somebody or whatever, just some fun, go to Mess Hall, 2194 Frederick Douglass Boulevard in New York City, and they're between 118th and 119th up there. It's going to be fun. Also, Three of Cups on First Avenue and Fifth Street. Delicious, amazing Italian food, and the vibe is sexy.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a really sexy vibe there. Like it's a perfect date
You
spot.
know, before I met Tony, I used to take myself. I mean, because now I'm married. And
Yeah.
I never saw that. I thought I was going to be single for the
You
rest
said
of my
that, Mel.
Right.
And you know what? I used to take myself out on dates. I know that sounds ridiculous. But seriously.
Of course.
You know, so go to the Three of Cups.
Have
Yeah.
a
Have a
heart-shaped
glass
pizza
of
with
wine or
Anthony.
coffee, whatever you're.
Listen, how do you think I saw this city? I went to all these great places. Hi, Karen Cellini has joined us. She was in the show, but she also was one of the producers
Hi,
of the
Karen.
show.
Sad about Jackie.
I know. Everybody's sad
She was
about
one of the
Jack.
producers of,
Susanna Melendez
Her
was in the
husband.
show.
Hi,
Anthony
Susanna.
Patelis. Hi,
Mr.
Martin
Patel.
Marushak. Hi, Joe English. Emma Stevenson, great piano player. So many of our friends are here tonight. We really appreciate
Yeah.
you guys. I know we just did a tribute to Jackie.
We're
so
uplifting for Jackie.
now here, let me tell you guys something. Sometimes people join midway, and don't worry about it. As soon as this is over, which is in 4 minutes, we are going to. The video ends. We sign off and say goodbye. Then I save the video, and it's on my Facebook page. I also put it on the What's the Story with Maria. I have a page for that, which is the name of the show. So you can go and like What's the Story with Maria if you like, and then you can share this video on other people's pages. You can, Tony Tina Family, if you want to tell people about it,
There's a little Jackie Carroll tribute that Susie and I did.
Oh.
And what I really wanted, I would have loved for everybody that knew Jackie to be here and do it. But I think Anthony and Justine we're gonna have some kind of, we'll probably all talk and have some kind of a night where we honor Jackie, probably at the Three of Cups. So that is a great place to be. And I think what's important, and maybe we can all throw something in this. There's so many great people in our lives right now as we speak, as we're sitting here, or we go on the phone afterwards, or we're on Facebook, or at work, or new jobs, old jobs. We have so many great people in our lives now. Take a mental photograph of who those people are, wherever you go along your day, and just appreciate people, because people are in and out. And I don't believe that a soul ever dies. I really don't. I believe that people are transform into other things, but just take photographs. I remember the last time I saw Jackie, it was at Three of Cups. I told her about the hot flashes and how I always think of her, and she laughed and laughed and laughed, and she said, "I love you, honey." I said, "I love you too, Jackie." And it was just a wonderful exchange, and that's my good memory. And just acknowledge the people in your life that are important. And Mel, you're one of those people that I've known for so many years, and you're always so pleasant, right, Susie?
Oh my gosh.
We travel in the same pack. We're like wolves.
Yeah.
No,
Mel.
I have my slips.
You are a lovely, lovely
Listen,
person.
Everybody does.
So,
if you can't love people when they're on their worst day, you
right,
can't really love them on their best
Okay,
day.
I'm gonna have Tony watch that. Right?
Jimmy, what do we got for time? So Jimmy,
You got 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Okay, so we say goodbye. Happy Valentine's Day, Jimmy. He's my Valentine this year. And have a wonderful
Same to
week.
you.
We love you.
Jackie
Thank
in
you,
heaven.
Jackie. Jackie in heaven, we love you. Come back next week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Maria Gentili. Wow. That was
It's who I am. It's who I am.